Hello, my people. Welcome in. I'm going to be continuing to update the storage base today. As soon as I get to the loading screen. Gather round. Gather round, Lego people. Hear ye, hear ye. If you're a Lego fan, here you should be. Sorry, I've been drinking McDonald's Coca-Cola burpee. Don't worry, I'll share my burps with you always. My builds and my burps. Welcome in, my Lego people. If you're in the TikTok live just joining us, we're just getting started. Trying to get through the loading screen here. Thought it would load through quicker. Inimitable, how's it going? Welcome in. Mega Noons, first in on the Twitch. Yo, thank you for the likes, Art, on the TikTok. Thank you, thank you. So a few things I gotta do that I remember that were on the to-do list from yesterday's stream are I've got to fix the Star Wars spot because it got damaged somehow with some of the bugginess. So I got to make some repairs to part of the storage base. It should only take a few minutes. And then before I do all that, I'm actually going to start with some ritual oil and unknowable energy farming. And then while I'm on Ninjago Island, I believe I've got a decent amount of rice, but I think I need to collect a little bit more because today I'm also going to update the speed farm and add rice, and then spend some time farming rice, showing off the speed farm system, and then turning the rice into the, what is it, the cooked version of it. I can't even remember what it's called. Divine. Hello. If you weren't here yesterday, I spent a good portion of time updating the storage base. So now Kozu stone and essentially Kozu stone slabs, aka honed Kozu stone. I worked into the stone category. So now there's a technically it could, because here's the thing. There's a bunch of materials that I based on my storage categorization preferences, most of the Ninjago items, quote unquote Ninjago items, got worked into my system that I have here. However, for the very, very specific Ninjago items that are like, you can't deny they're Ninjago items, plus they're also kind of like miscellaneous anyway. We have the inks, we have the energies, we have the bandanas, or whatever they're called, and the oils. I would do more, but they don't look any different on the wall from uncommon to legendary, which is kind of underwhelming. Same with like these, like you only can tell the difference between the different kinds, not the different rarities. But this is my Ninjago corner. If you want, I can do people are really into it. I believe I use, other than these wall pieces, these tan dangly doos, those come from Daigo's domain, which was like an exclusive decor pack that was only obtainable for like through certain dates a month ago or two ago or something. It was around the time Expeditions was coming to a close, and there was like the ending quests. I don't know how you unlocked it at this point. I hope everybody got it, because it's probably never coming back unless they bring it back as some sort of like paid kit in the item shop. But Daigo's domain has a bunch of good stuff. If you go through here, all of this is Daigo, and it goes like, I think when I imagine they're coming out with more Ninjago builds, and if you notice, there's those green Ninjago builds that are all over the map. These will end up matching with those builds perfectly, because they're all green, brown accent, pretty much exactly like those Ninjago builds are. But Daigo's domain is how you get those dangly pieces there, right here in the wall. Otherwise, every other piece I used here was either from the base kit, like the chest or Ninjago. But anyway, dude, yeah, I'm glad I can get the, because I'm going to be using it a little bit here. So now when people ask, I got a video to defer them to. I also updated the gems, because this stuff I used to have in gems, now I have it as like, this is like treasure or crystals is the new category. Because we got rift crystals, we got Eyes of the Storm, which is like a pearl or a jewel in my opinion. Then we got rift shards, which is again like a crystal. Then we got Greater Storm Core and Storm Core, which I kind of consider as crystals. One might consider these animal drops, but I don't these aren't physiology of the things they come from. Like when you defeat a storm wild enemy, the Storm Core is not a part of their physiology. It's just because they're storm wild. It's like part of the sickness rather than that particular mob's physiology. And then same with Greater Storm Core. And I was explaining this yesterday, whereas the animal parts section, all of these parts come from the physiology of the mob that drops them. The only, and I guess even this could be an exception because stink glands, but then even then, anything that drops a stink gland, that was obviously what? I don't know where the stink gland is in the neck, torso, pod area. I don't know, bugs. Sorry. Not a bugologist. Yeah, the energies, that's my favorite. At least those look different. Ha! So shiny. Because I could just do... I was thinking about doing one chest each, but like, I'm probably not going to get one chest of each of these kind of items, especially like some of these. So I figured one chest was good enough. And it looks all fancy. Oh, I just got to redo the maps. Here, let's actually move those over real quick. This was my map wall. Remember? So I'll update this. Pick an outfit. Let me teleport to Ninjago because it's way easier to log back in on Ninjago Island than it is my storage base, and that's where I'm going next anyway. How to find 8 stars chaos? You need to get yourself to level 7 stars, I believe, before you start finding them. Do you have Ninjago build? Not a big one, but I've done some smaller ones. And actually, I guess I have one build in my sandbox world that I've been working on, but I haven't picked up on that in a couple days. That building looks so cool. Thank you. On the for the little Ninjago storage that I had, yeah, I can probably do that. That's manageable. I usually don't do tutorials on large things just because for me to come up with it, one takes me hours, and then if I try to, like, a big giant build, if I try to go back and remember every bit of technique and spacing that I did just to do a tutorial again, it's sometimes a fat chance. So small to medium sized stuff I can absolutely do tutorials for. Okay, let's go to the lobby because someone redeemed a skin redemption. Best weapon? I actually, for about 2 hours last night before I went to bed, I did a lot of homework, okay? I did the math. I have the numbers. I have the spreadsheet, okay? And I have the notes. I do LEGO Fortnite homework at night because I'm a nerd. So it's hard to answer because these numbers are in a vacuum, and assuming you're able to just, because here's one thing I wish they would add to the game, by the way. You know those training dummies that are on the maps? I wish we could build one of those anywhere we want, and then with a wrench we could either activate it or deactivate it, and while it's activated it would be invincible. and you could use it as a training dummy like in the expeditions mode. So you can test your weapons and you can go pop, 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 and you can see what the number stacks up to in a certain amount of time, thus getting you a really accurate DPS. Whereas the way I recorded lots of different things, and I made lots of just, by the way, what's our skin redemption? What are we going with? Oh, let me go to my locker. I found out many things that maybe were already understood, but now I have like, or known, but now I have the understanding behind them. Do you want the... Actually, dude, no joke, we should do this. Or Samurai Vader, right? Or do you want the regular? I'll totally do the regular, but considering it would be hopping around Ninjago Island right now, the Stormtrooper Samurai would be kind of lit. Why is it harder to get purple ritual oil than gold ritual oil? Because once you get to 8 star level yourself, you start finding mostly 8-star things. So you start getting gold more. Like you'll get probably more 8s than you will 7s on chaos events, because level 7 chaos events will give you purple. But they probably, I think you almost have to like artificially degrade yourself via downgrading one of your charms or something, so that way you're like star level 7. But I don't know if if the progression regresses. Do you know what I mean? Like if you make it to star level 8, do you forever get high level stuff spawned from there on out, regardless of your current charm loadout? Or if you were to downgrade yourself to blue charms, would you start finding like, would it regress to 6-star difficulty? It's something I'm not really aware of. So when it comes to the damage boosts in this game, I still need to draw this chart out better. Here, let me just rip this one out of the notebook because this other part's staying in the notes. Okay, so like there's like a chart, right? You can read that? We've got base damage. Let's say, all right, let's just worry about that number. But you've got your base damage, right? Over here to the right, or the left, excuse me. You've got your base damage. Now, what increases base damage? Runes and relics apply to base damage, but they only apply this way towards base damage, right? So this one doesn't apply after the rune and the relic. The rune and the relic are applied together off of the base damage. And then over here in the third part, you have crits and headshots and elemental weaknesses, which I all consider like weaknesses in general. Those are applied over the number you get here. So I think it's called multiplicative or something like that, the way the percentages work. So it's not like anything that's going to change the way you play. It's just understanding it better. But what that means is like basically crits and headshots and weaknesses are by far the most important multipliers of anything. And then we kind of knew this for a while, but damage 3 gives a 30% damage boost to your base damage. And then also I found out that if I have one still, I don't think I do. A gold power relic is basically another damage 3 rune. It provides another 30% boost to your base damage, but it's not, it stacks with damage 3. But if you have a base damage of 100 and then you apply damage 3, it's a 30% boost. So then you'd be doing 130 damage, right? And then let's say you add power relic, gold. That's another 30% damage boost. But the 30% boost doesn't apply to the new 130. It applies to the base damage 100, making it another boost of 30 for a total of 60 damage between the two, making the base damage of 100 increase to 160. So one doesn't get applied after the other in that case. And then after that, again, Look at my paper so I don't forget what I'm talking about. The crits, headshots, and elemental weaknesses. Or actually, I found out weaknesses are applied after the headshots and crits. I forgot about that part, actually. So then headshots and crits apply a 50% boost to the 160 total. And then whatever that total is, a elemental weakness will do 50% more of that number. If that makes any sense. It's a lot of math, but what I'm finding out, and then I'll tell you the DPS numbers here in a second. Because technically, hammer is the top damage per second. Now, again, that's in a bit of a vacuum. And what I mean by that, that's with no enemies swinging at you. That's with nothing hitting you. That's with not having to dodge. That's with just swing, 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 swing. Otherwise, like, you know, like, it depends on how often you're attacking is going to determine your overall DPS. But in a vacuum DPS, the hammer actually is the absolute best. Actually, number 2 is fairly close, and it's the spear. The spear is actually the second highest DPS in a vacuum. Now, does that mean it's the best weapon to fight a dragon with? Not necessarily. But it does do the most DPS. And then hold on. I also found out, at least with the crossbow, that headshot damage or headshot multiplier is separate and stacks with the crit multiplier. Because you know how you can put crit on your weapons to crit? So that way you could like crit with a regular swing or a non-headshot. Well, with the crossbow, I was doing testing, and if I had no crit equipment on, I would headshot, and then I would obviously get headshot bonus, and I would see the big number. But then I would throw on the crit gear, and then I would do another headshot, and then I noticed the headshot could crit, and it did even more damage. Did I ever collect my stuff? I did, right? Hello! What are you talking about? Nerdy math stuff for weapons. Tutorial for this is up on the TikTok. The jump pad system. I should have taken him out over here. So you want to do the chaos challenges regardless of what level they are. They can go from a 5 to a 6. They can go from a 5 to an 8. They can go from a 7 to a 6. They can go 8 to a 5. So they just won't reset unless you actually complete them. Current charm. I do an elemental amplifier and a precision on top of my return. That way when I'm fighting dragons, I build up the freeze faster, and then also I'm critting a decent amount of the time. This one might be bugged. Sometimes they're just bugged and they won't pop up. I think this one was bugging out the last time I was here even. Yay! Oops. Easiest gold ritual oil I'll ever get. Whoa, it's melting. How do you craft the pistols? My top pinned video on my profile. Check it out. It'll tell you everything you need to know and show you too. Yeah, Lex, if you go with steel on the top and opal on the bottom, you get a massive amount of durability on top of the rune slot. How did I get here? When the stormtrooper comes over from Ninjago, or from Star Wars Island and Ninjago Island, he's got to fit the part, right? Who are you? I'm the white ninja. The other one. How do you get the scythe? That's a pickaxe. It just is purple rarity. Does bamboo give more? I thought I looked. It didn't seem to change it based on that. So let's just go with the sword. Bamboo steel. So bamboo on the top? I don't think it matters, right? This gives more damage? Oh, I guess it gives speed, huh? I didn't realize, is that what it does? Does it give speed? Oh yeah, bamboo gives speed. So bamboo is basically the ruby equivalent then almost, right? Because then it's higher DPS because of the... So with pistols, is that true too? Do you get a boost on the pistols for speed? Oh yeah, you do. So they shoot even faster then. So that would make... I mean, technically it still would make everything would scale because you can make everything with it because all the base damages and multipliers are the same. But I did not realize I thought I was paying attention to because I was actually doing my tests, like my own personal like heavy testing last night, and I just must not have noticed that that's what bamboo's benefit was. Because yeah, you get an extra bunch of, so that'd be really good for the pistols. Although, does it make you overheat any faster? Because that might be for the. I imagine for the crossbow, it's quite decent. Because I guess it only goes from 8 to 9, but even that's probably still pretty good. That's still what 8 to 9 is. It's like what, like a 15% increase or something like that in speed. No, damage 3 definitely adds more than 1 damage point. Definitely does. It adds, let's see. Which weapon do you want to know? The sword does 431 base damage. With damage 3, it does 560, which is a 30% increase, which is consistent with damage 3's attributes in the past. And then also Legendary Power Relic does the same exact thing and stacks. I tested that. I put I had plain weapons with just damage 3, and then I had plain weapons with just Legendary Power Relic, both boosted to the exact same number of 560 with the sword. or maybe I might have said numbers wrong. Swords base damage is 431. With damage 3, it's 560. Or Power Relic, it's 560. With both, it's 690. Yeah, it only adds 1 point to the. I think it's just visually bugged. That's the thing. It shows 1 point gaining, but you're gaining you're gaining a percentage, and it's whatever, it scales obviously with whatever it's going on, but it definitely applied. I tested every single one of them. So like base damage of daggers is 300, with damage 3, 390, with damage 3 and Power Relic, it went up to 480. However, I did realize the throwing the spear does not get amplified by anything. It has a base damage and that's it, which is really lame. I did discover that no matter what you do to the spear, damage, relics, I haven't tested weakness really, but it does like 760 no matter what. It's kind of lame. But yeah, I did not realize that bamboo, because technically you don't get as many rune slots that way, right? But you don't always need 3 anyway. But if you're just looking for pure DPS, then yeah, I'm guessing bamboo would be better. Yeah, luck 3 works. It used to be a 30% chance for it to happen when you broke or killed something. It's got significantly lower. I think even in Lost Isles, it was nerfed to like 15% of the time it would proc. And now I feel like it's even less, like far less. Yo! Shay, how's it going? Welcome back. Show us your village? Not right now. If you want to see my storage village, it's always posted on my YouTube, but I will be back to the village here later. I'm just doing some collecting first. Best weapon? It's debatable, and it's also based on preference. The crossbow has, like, a weirdly high potential, because I guess it could headshot and crit, and both of those multipliers stack. And it can do, what was it? The crossbow with, what is it? The crossbow with damage 3, legendary power relic, doing a headshot, and having a crit proc did 2,406 damage. So that's pretty darn powerful. Do dragons respawn at the same place all the time? Yes. When you kill one, you can actually just log out and log back in and kind of run out of the render distance and then back in, and it'll respawn again. Corrupt crystals are okay. But I don't even think Spire's Wrath is that good. I could be wrong. I haven't messed with it that much. When do I think the update will be? Probably month and a half, 2.5 months maybe. They've never really gone like 2 back-to-back months with sizable updates, so. But this is the first kind of update like this that's even been revealed to be a 2-parter. Like none of the like Storm King, I always hoped Storm King was going to be a 2-parter because I kind of wanted more out of it. But it's good to know that this is getting additional content, like guaranteed. I think they've ghost changed this, dude. I swear I don't remember getting ninja tomes out of some of these things, and now you do. Or actually, it wasn't the ninja tomes. It was someone talking about the chest that was over there. I ended up getting a Lost Master Bell from it, which I don't remember getting before. But maybe it's just rare. Yeah, fully. That's what I was talking about. The 2400 damage. It's a headshot plus a crit. Because if you don't have critical relics equipped, you can't get extra crit. Because I noticed that the crossbow can do headshot damage and crit damage separately. And they do stack. So you can get like a critical headshot. And that's how it ends up doing the 2400. No, I didn't end up testing. Actually, did I test it? I think I did. Didn't I? Yeah, I tested it on... Oh, yeah. So, crossbow damage with damage 3, legendary ice relic, a crit, and a headshot did 3,610 damage to a fire bear. Or a fire elemental in general. Could have been any fire, but I just chose a bear because it was easy to hit headshots on in my test run. So technically, and then what did I find? The reason elemental weakness is so powerful is because it's a 50% boost on the... I think it's multiplicative or something, the way it works. So it's a 50% boost on your total number that you've boosted to already. It doesn't boost space damage. It boosts your output damage. So that, like, elemental weakness is, like, supreme. If you can use it, like, if it's not on or on Ninjago Island, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're fighting something on Ninjago Island, using its weakness is the absolute biggest damage boost you can do to it. Do you use a Ninja Scroll? Yeah, I've been using the Spinjitsu, or the Ice Spinjitsu mostly, because anytime I fight dragons, it's the better one to use. Can you upgrade these? Oh no. I was like, have I been missing out on a part that I could have been doing? No, Cyrus. Right now, there's no way to increase the range of your village limits. However, for the longest time, I really said there was no need. But I am getting to a point in my storage village where if I want to continue to use the village storage system with chests, I need that perimeter to be bigger. Otherwise, I'm going to be going outside of it, and I won't be able to use the chests that are there. So I hope that they actually do give options or upgrades to increase that at some point soon. All right, so we're going to take all those back, all those back, all those back, that back. We're going to leave our stash of potions there. However, we're going to bring with us many rice, and we're going to bring our steamed rice. And then before we leave, has anybody found out, because I don't want to take too much of it up, do these rices grow back? Do the natural rice plants grow back? Or are these a one and done? Does anybody know? Because if they're one and done, I'd rather just take what I have and multiply it on my own. They do? Okay, they do. Okay. Because otherwise I'm like, I would rather just multiply them on my own, but if they do grow back, because I just feel bad getting rid of them because they look so nice as scenery if I do end up building on one of these areas. But if you guys say they come back, then I'm totally fine with it, because this will make it that much easier to get my my farm going back at the base if I can start with more. Because I think I need a total of like 350 or something like that if I want to make a line as long as I did for the other ones. swear I'm hitting that guy. What's the best food? I think once you get, I don't know how much. That's one thing I need to do actually, because it's hard to tell because you have to do a big. I would have to equip one elemental amplifier totem, take out a sword, and then hit skeletons 100 times and record which one of them were regular hits and which one of them were crits. Because I don't know at what point you basically hit. Like, you know, you only need 100% crit. So it's hard to tell what would be better for charms than I have right now. Because I usually like to make sure I'm critting at least some of the time. Yours doesn't come back? Well, I got 3 yeses, so we're going to go with it. Because it doesn't look like it would grow back, but... I know it grows back when you plant it, but I don't know if the natural ones grow back. But people are saying they do. Here, I'll just take what I have. Are you talking about the ones you planted or the ones the game spawned, though? People are saying it grows back. Game spawn? Okay, so we have conflicting experiences. Well, I'm hoping the people that say it comes back is right. That's all I gotta say. Okay, for the people who want to see my base, we're headed there right now. So, lock in. Is it wise to have multiple lower tier weapons or a few higher tier weapons? Like, they break so fast. It's, yeah, so like once you get to like blue and purple, it'll definitely last a lot longer. The ultimate goal is to get to legendary. And then also, even if you're not at legendary, what you can do is if you're making even green or blue weapons on Ninjago Island, use green or blue honed steel as the handle. You only need one of them for any handle. And no matter what the rarity is, it's going to be better the higher the rarity. But steel adds so much durability, it's bonkers. Yeah, I definitely wish they made the spire. Well, Spires was like a... Honestly, that was a little bit of an excuse for an update. That was the merging of the 2 modes. Yeah, loadout slots from Smart Deposit. Yeah, because because you noticed I put my potions away, didn't I? And then also another thing, me and Zeppelin have raved about this for a while now. I wish you could like right click or just select any empty slot, and then it would have a UI, and I could click lock, and I could lock this space. So that way, whatever's in that space doesn't get organized when I organize everything, and I can keep the bottom row locked for like my secondary loadout and the stuff I like to keep right there. And then when I get a bunch of hoopla that's up here, I can organize it without goofing up my stuff down here. It'd be so choice. Just give me lockable inventory slots so they don't auto organize when I do that. Please and thank you, Epic. And or Lego. How do you find legendary ritual oil? You need to get your charms and weapons upgraded. The higher level your charms and weapons, the higher star rating your character will be. See how in bottom left, I'm 8-star rating. If I were to take off this charm, oh, it's because all these weapons I have equipped too. That's not helping. I'm also might be lagging too. That is also a thing. See, now I'm at 3 stars because I only have 1 blue charm equipped, so I'm at 3-star rating. So right now, like essentially you'd only find like 4-star difficulty stuff. So what you need to do is when you're 3-star, or 4-star is probably a better example, but when you're 4-star, you'll start finding 5-star stuff. Then with that 5-star stuff, you can make 5-star equipment and weapons. And then once you make 5-star equipment and weapons, you'll start finding 6-star items. You use those 6-star items to make 6-star weapon equipments. Then you start finding level 7. You see how it works? You got to find one, then the other, and then you work your way up. So it'll kind of naturally happen as you make those upgrades and improve your stuff. How to kill the dragon? I suppose there's many ways. Okay. How many rows do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's beautiful because that's divisible by 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is where you end. We're updating the wall. Hold on, I need to put some of these away. We're updating the library. The library. All right, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Why save those? I already have all the stuff unlocked from them. And as you can see, I have max essence now. I have all the masteries unlocked. And generally, essence isn't a bother for me because I play so much. And these are worth more to me as decorations on a wall and trophies on a display than they are for the 50 essence. I value what their neatness on the wall and being able to put them on a wall mount over the value of the 50 essence that you can get off of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight. And then these ones. Actually, should I have Klombo and these ones separate? And have the should I do Storm Ninjago Klombo or Storm Klombo Ninjago? Or should I go Klombo in order of release? Or should I make them Oh, what if I did like a full row of one and then another full row of another? But then, no, we'll keep it like this. Keep it like this. Klombo, Storm, Ninjago. Everything's ruined. Okay. I like how they talk, but like they don't. Like I think she just said hi, like, oh my god, or something like that. That's what that character just said when I came by. It was like in gibberish, but you can like kind of hear what they're saying. So Klombo. Klombo. Klombo, and then this is where Storm would actually start. I wish you could, like the machines to like hang something. I wish I could press F to just like take it off the wall directly without having to open the UI. Wouldn't that be nice? You could just F, 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 F. Or whatever keybind on like controller, I suppose. Sometimes I forget about my controller, my fellow controller gamers. Pink, dark pink. Yeah, it goes from light to dark, too. I kind of like that. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're pretty much there. And then I think I had a few more. Yeah, there we go. I probably won't have enough to fill up the Ninjago part, but I will soon. Oh, I only needed 3 more. And then technically what I'll, I think I did it already. There's technically the Klombo prop tomes, but I don't have many of them. So I'll take 1 more at least, because I do have 1 more. We'll make this last row right here all prop tomes. Because there is Klombo prop tomes and Klombo rune tomes. But obviously, I don't have nearly as many of these as I do the rune ones. So we'll just put those there in the collection. But yeah, I've already learned all the recipes from all these, learned all the runes. So at this point, there's only essence, and that's just not worth it. If I could pay 50 essence, like imagine, here's how you have to look at it, guys. These are an exclusive item. This is an exclusive decor item. Do you know what it costs? 50 essence by not turning it into essence. So imagine if they had other items in the game. What if there was special decor that you could just go to a tab and be like, pay 50 essence for this special decor item? But you had to buy it every time you wanted it. That's how special I see these as. You know what I mean? Is it worth 50 essence? I don't know. Maybe you don't need this many. Maybe you don't want this many like I do. But at least a couple of them, you know, in certain scenarios, you do want to keep for decorative purposes. So we'll just take these off and we'll fill the rest up soon with the Ninjago. What is that doing there? Get out of here. There's no more prop tomes, right? No, we're good. Also, real quick, where should I throw rice? I think we just, yeah, let's move this over and we'll throw rice right next to pumpkins. Because we can do... Hey, display blocked. Oh, because it probably goes out like this. Is it going to be blocked if I throw it there? Oh, that goes on the wall. Right. And illegal. Not you, that technique. That doesn't even make sense. It's just sitting and it's clipping in. See, they just gotta, and also this. I think that horn piece would actually clip in there, but like a lot of these really realistic. Love it, amazing. But like there are techniques out there where we don't need a giant charcuterie board sticking out of the wall to display the item. Like, I get these ones are all great. The ones that go on the wall, fantastic. And even these ones, like, they found a way to clip it on. But some of these, just like, the way they do it just doesn't make sense. And I wish they would just make it consistent. So every item pretty much took up the same amount of space vertically, width-wise, all that. So that way you could have things consistently spaced and not have to worry about this. Great skin. Thank you. Fitting for the update, right? But yeah, that's annoying. They use the Craggle straight up, dude. Don't be. They can't do that. So I worked in all the Ninjago, a lot of the other Ninjago materials into the regular storage. So the Dragon Opal comes right after Corrupted and the other ones. And then since Honed is basically cut slabs and rods, that's where I place it in the storage. Because really, Opal, Honed Opal is just cut Opal. Really, Honed Kozu Stone, just Kozu Stone slabs in reality. And then Honed Bamboo, it's really just bamboo rods, right? So I organized them that way. Am I done ranting? Yeah, I'm done ranting about the illegalities of the LEGO techniques in this game sometimes. I digress. But then these are like the 4 items that I could distinguish as like, they are Ninjago. And they're also miscellaneous. They don't fall into any other category I have in the system. So we've got the inks, thy energies, which is my personal favorite and seems to be chat so far. It is the prettiest. And then the bandanas, which again, what are we doing here? Sorry, I lied, Chillin' Worm. I'm not done with the rant. I just got reminded. What are we doing? So we can put it any way we want. We know that. We could put this any way we want. We can orient it any way we want. Flat with the front facing forward wasn't number 1 on the list. This way. Looks like little donuts sticking. I don't know. It doesn't look nearly as good as it could. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. A whole charcuterie board is crazy. Like, look at this, dude. It's so much. It adds like, it's like swear. I think it's thicker than the actual, like, it's like, it actually does take up more space because it doesn't have rounded corners. It's the same thickness, same stud around, but the corners aren't rounded. So it's like actually more volume than the original display itself to display this. Like I'm trying to think. I swear there are better options than this, and I'm gonna need to go into Studio to find them. I'm gonna do a proof. I'm gonna do a proof of concept. We can display better, Lego. We can display better. Now these, I understand. These ones look pretty nice, and they would obviously look silly if we stuck them right on. However, there's gotta be a smaller option here. There's gotta be a smaller, more compact option that gives the same result of a little board to put it on. So it's facing a way that makes sense. But it's just so gosh darn bulky. I think my chest is off. Hold on. I think I might not have referenced to the this build when I placed it. There we go. Yeah, see, this is on the 45 off-grid angle, like the secondary angle that wasn't native to the game when it released. This one builds funny. If you're building on the flat ground, it gobbledygoops the whole grid, so you have to use something you've already built as a reference point to get it to line up to the exact grid, even though you're already trying to build on that grid. More rant stuff. I know bro is tall. You know, I do have to go to the restroom here, actually, so I can stand next to my display and show you my lanky self. WT post. Gotta show the wingspan. Gotta show the wingspan, baby. Spit all over my mic while I was ranting. Sorry, everybody. You know it got. You know I'm passionate when I start spitting everywhere while I talk. Okay, I've got all the stuff I need. What else? Actually, we need more. Wait, I don't think I have. Oh, do I need to load up the car? I don't think I need to load up the car, but we should probably just bring the car. Oh, good, I do have dirt right now. We need double the dirt we do the poo, right? That's how the ratio works? Yeah. Yeah, double the dirt, we need the poo. So we need... Oh, why doesn't it show the total you have anymore? Wait a minute. Oh, it does. You just have to go to this menu. No, I don't want to see owned total. I want to see... Is that really 2,005? Oh, yeah, they did increase the baggage slot. It's going to be more now. It used to be 2,240. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Okay. That's more than enough, actually. I only need like 350, to be honest. And then I'm going to bring a bunch of wood, because I think I only use wood for this. Otherwise, oh, I need stuff for like thrusters and junk. Here, I know what we'll do. Watch this. Whew. I need thruster and button stuff. Actually, what would be better is if I just did this. I don't feel like going and grabbing all the items right now from my chest, so we'll just use the store, the village. Oh, I shouldn't have built that many of those. I really don't even need that many of those. I guess they're like the same materials, but we're gonna need a couple of these. And I think I need to repair a couple of the ones that are there while I'm there. Oh wait, I need one with buttons on it. Do I have materials for buttons? Oh, it's just wood and that. Yeah, we should have materials for it. Okay. There we go. It's much easier sometimes than just grabbing the stuff I need. I know I'm forgetting something anyway. Button stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, who doesn't like button stuff? Stuff. Don't. No, I'm not gonna go there. We'll just call it quits while I'm ahead. Actually, let's take our business to the other side because I don't want to build closer to what I have built over there. This is already such a mega structure as it is. Oh, we're lagging. It's okay. We'll get back on track here in a second. Come along now. Stop. Release me. Okay. So, I don't remember the spacing. So we're going to have to do a little bit of testing to make sure I get this right. And we're going to have to extend this out even more. So let's go in big old floors that look like this. And okay, it's going to take us to our next one. What's the spacing between these two that I have done? Because I don't remember. Hey, let's Did I build that out by one? Oh. No, I guess that wall's a little bit further than it needs to be. Oops. Oopsie. 16, 32. That tree's in the way. So it's what? 1, 2, 3, 5 away? 2, 3, 4, 5. Roughly? What did I use? Some sort of, yeah, stone. I guess it doesn't matter for the spacing part. So from the beginning of it, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the spacing between the two. And then this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 across. I moved that over. Did I do that on purpose? It looks like I did that on accident, moving those. Did I do that on every single one of them? I don't remember doing that. I do it on every single one of them. Oh, yeah, it's because I need one extra stud. It's not. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait. 2, 4, 6, 7. It's 9 spaces. That's why. Yeah, because I needed this not to be jammed in there. That's why. Okay, good thing I remembered that. Okay. So that means I just need to get a stone piece, which I didn't bring any, actually. Oh! Hey. Oh, there was like a... That must have been a piece that broke off one of my machines or something at some point. Weird. Okay, I need something... I think... What piece did I use? It looks like I used the... These ones. No, I don't remember what I used. I just need to... It really doesn't matter as long as it's something made of stone, so it's semi-strong. There we go. So I can move that back further. I don't care if it's a little uneven here. I'm not trying to make this whole thing perfect. Just gonna add that there. Oops. I'm not gonna have the ability to fly here either because it's not technically a village over here. I just need to build another piece going down so that way they actually connect. And one more for good luck. Ninjago. Is that what some of the names are? Like the auto names that it gives? So I should be able to break that. Yep. Perfect. No, but yeah, like they did a good job with all the other funny ones. I guess technically we'd want this. We want it to match the other ones. Oh wait, now I gotta connect it again. Hold on. I guess I could have just built it back. Oh! Great heavens! Yeah, you can build. You just have to have a flying fish sandwich. But my village perimeter. I think I have a village here. Actually, am I in a village? I don't think I'm within any of the. I guess it's test. I just don't think I am. Yeah. I have villages near here, but they're not close enough for me to be within them. Bones, relax. Lagging that bad. Winnie, come here. She's barking. Relax, baby. Oh, those don't look the same at all. Too many. Actually, we'll make this part granite. There we go. I think that'll work. Because now I can blind this stuff up all exactly the same. Oops. I thought I hit it in the right spot. I thought. I'm making a... Here, I should have shown this first. So this really only works... Like, it's not that it can't work on console, but on PC, and you can bind anything to any button you want, but on PC, specifically... Dogs keep barking. Trying to get him to shut up. But you can, so you see how it says collect banana? You see how for me, it's scroll wheel down. So all I have to do is use my scroll wheel to collect. Like I can set it to a button on my keyboard if I wanted, but I've got it set to my scroll wheel. And then I have a very particular mouse that has a setting when I click this button on the top, it lets my scroll wheel go into free spin mode, which basically turns my scroll wheel into a fidget spinner. Which basically makes it like I'm clicking 1,000 times per second because it's scrolling. It just keeps scrolling, and that means it keeps putting in inputs. So I built a system around that where I've got, this is, I believe it's 175 plots on each side for 350 total. But all I have to do is stand here, spin the scroll wheel like a fidget spinner, and then step on this button. You see? Hold on, let me go get the dogs. Rip. Someone was asking what I'm doing, or I forgot what I was doing. I was chilling out the dogs, and then all of a sudden, forgot I was muted again. Dang it! I'm not explaining it myself again. No, I'm kidding. But what makes this so powerful is the fact that you only ever need one seed to get it going, and then it goes on forever. So the only thing I don't have planted here are corn, wheat, and pumpkins. That's because those, even if you farm them by hand, by like picking it by hand, it'll still destroy the bushel and require another seed to grow. And then a third of your profits or your harvest that you're getting, you have to put back into the grinder to get more seeds to plant back. Then you have to go back through one by one and plant them again to continue the process. Whereas all of these plants, again, one seed makes it grow forever as long as you harvest it by hand. I probably, to be honest, I'm getting like, I was also thinking if I wanted, I could figure out a system where I build another row that's slightly lower and in between these rows, or in between this column. So that way there would be like another tree poking up like right about here in the middle, and then I could like double the amount. I've wondered that too. But I'm basically adding on rice to this system. Yeah, I think Zeppelin's talked about it before. I've never mastered it myself. Oh, I didn't bring chest stuff. Here. We just go grab one of these for a placeholder for now. I shan't be needing both of them, I imagine. Knew I was going to forget at least one thing. And then I have all of these starting at like the same spot, which is right about here. It's like right about here. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. Maybe one more over. Get a little crazy with it. Okay, and then the walls are definitely those Tudor ones. No, these ones, right? I used, yeah. Because then it just starts here, and then this one just has to. Oh, dang it! I didn't bring granite. I'm forgetting I don't have like any granite on me. And granite is what I actually needed too. So I think that's what I'm using for most of the. I thought it was made of mostly wood. It's not here. I'm just gonna go back to the base. Oh, piggy! Wait, I'm gonna join Twitch. Those comments sound smart. My Twitch people, like, most of the very, like, if you want questions answered and I'm not able to always get to them on TikTok, because I try to read all my chats regardless. But if you are hoping for some answers, even if I can't get to them, Twitch people are geniuses over on my Twitch, I swear. That's usually where all the other content, if like it's another content creator watching me, they'll definitely usually be watching over there. Let's just go back to the base real quick. Oh, now I'm in a village. Rip. Oh, I'm in another village. I actually want to get rid of his buff right now. It's kind of annoying when I'm not trying to use it. Have I landed? Oh, it keeps catching me in the fly zone. Oh no! tutorial on this in my most recent video. You can technically put stuff next to it, so it doesn't do that. There's just a gap there, right? I leave on the other ones. I'm not like, I don't like fill it with anything. It's kind of pointless. Yeah, it's just a gap there. All right. And do I end up... Yeah, just... Did I build a floor for that? Or did I just build them directly on top? I can't tell. The gun in my inventory, the plasma pistols, you unlock them from discovering a spire and doing a handful of quests. I've got a video for it pinned on top of my page. There's no, I don't have a floor piece below there, right? That's just, yeah. It's just so smooth on the bottom. I wasn't, I've never looked at the bottom of a plot before like that. I don't have a... Does this do damage to the tree? I can't even... I don't think it does. Won't this do damage to it? No. I don't have a... What? Where did it... What happened to my axe? I'm gonna need a shovel anyway, because it's gonna... Wasn't this one of the... Wait, is this one that grows back? I don't think it is. Damn it! Where did my pickaxe go? Must have auto-deposited it somewhere. Oh, no, I'm going too far. Get out of here. Why do I still have those? What the heck are those doing there? Did I accidentally deposit? Maybe I recycled it. Oh, that's not what I need. Sure, one of these random ones. And then I need a cheval. Because I think I might need to dig up a sprout. No, the lag isn't too bad, but that's just like, you got to realize, that's me loading in. Oh, this thing fell a little bit. It's like, wait, did it? I'm loading in like my biggest base ever. If I load into another area, like that's less built up, it doesn't take nearly that long. And I wouldn't even call that lag. That's more just like processing time for all the builds. The lag has actually got a lot better. Like the seat glitch is gone. Flying around in general is just much smoother. Like even for all the stuff I have here, it's loading in relatively quick. Hello? Yeah, I don't think these ones make sprouts. I don't think this version of the tree does. Right? Yeah, I don't think so. I think those ones just disappear right when you break it. Actually, I should start from that side. Sometimes I get out of range, I gotta move closer. Click! Oh, it's just lagging sometimes. I'm like, I'm clicking it. And yes, I know this piece is lined up one space off the side. That is intentional. Oops. Alrighty then. Let me make sure I've got... Do I have a grappler with me? No. Oops. Oh! Alright, these, let's just go right on the end. Perfect. And I'm almost positive I do 175 because I believe it's 350 total. But that's how many, you know, that's because I'm getting like double, isn't it? Like, and I have like 150 going each way? I guess it doesn't matter. I don't need to do a perfect count. See, this is the part that's annoying, because if I take my cursor off the build on accident, it'll reset the nudge orientation that I just did. And I have to, like, reorient it, but if I can keep it on... Didn't I have an easier way doing it walking forward? I can't remember. There was a technique that I had to this that was doing me a lot better. I think this way. It was either forwards or backwards, but sideways wasn't really it. Because every once in a while, you just have to make a micro adjustment, and every time you goof up, it's better to be careful than have to goof up, break it, and then place it again. That takes way more time. Because, like, if you're moving, you're going left, right, your camera's moving ever so slightly, which changes the FOV and the placement of your piece. Just gotta watch it. And then you'll get to watch me farm a... Oopsie. Then you get to watch me farm a buttload of rice today. Because I'm going to get like a whole chest full of rice and a whole chest full of... Whatever, what is it? Rice cake? What do they call it? Steamed rice. We're making steamed rice tonight, baby. Excuse me. No, I haven't been on the sandbox world in a couple of days. I haven't progressed. I want to still go back to that build, but I'm just less inclined in sandbox than I am in anything else. I don't want to build like I feel more inclined to build like medium small stuff that maybe I could reproduce and stuff, kind of like practice. But like part of me doesn't want to spend 20 hours on a sandbox build. Not that like it just doesn't feel as satisfying. I'd rather have it in my expert world. But no, I'm adding on the rice row to my speed farm in the expert world. Yeah, back in the expert. Yesterday I was updating my storage base. Today I still kind of am. There's still like I think one or no, I think I did get all the organization stuff updated. Now I'm kind of doing some of the other peripherals of the update, which are like adding the food to the mega farm that's new, which is luckily just steamed rice, so I really don't have to do one of these. Or some of the other updates. Not that I like when they add multiple new things like foods per update, but then I'd be having to make like 3 of these today. Yeah, it's just not as satisfying for me. It's not like what's the point, but then if I ever want to go look at that thing that I built and spent, like let's say I do like a 30, 40 hour sandbox build for a Ninjago village like I'm kind of working on. Well, then like anytime I want to show, like most of the time I'm still playing an expert, so anytime I'd want to show someone that village, I'll log out, log back over there just to show them, then log back over to the expert world to continue doing what I'm doing. It's like I could just have it in the expert world and I'll take a bus stop and I don't gotta leave the world at all. Yeah, bus stops are great. That and at least with the Ninjago stuff, like even your foot movement is a lot faster than it used to be as soon as you get a ninjutsu scroll. Looks like I did a triple jump there. I see you, Winnie. I know. I'll open the door in a minute, but you're barking at every noise you hear right now. Come here, Winnie. Everybody probably wants to see you anyway. Come here, baby. And Bones just showing his ass over there. Oh, sorry, it's hard to get a good angle because my webcam doesn't go super far on the wire that it's on. That's Weenie. You're pushing my chair. I actually just fed them not that long ago, so I may need to go let them outside too. Oh yeah, I just heard Bones fart. Gross. Bones! You gotta go outside. I hear you farting over there. You farting? Alright. Bones is farting. I'll be right back. Say hi, Bones. Say hi, buddy. Yeah. He only got 3 legs. I don't know. Some people always like, that's a funny looking dog. He's standing funny because he's only got 3 legs. I'll be right back. Yes, it's LEGO Fortnite. This person's very observant. You have a good eye, sir, or madame. Welcome either way. We're building the speed farm. If you're just joining us, if you want to see, I've already built a bunch of these for all the other crops and plantable things in the game. But with the addition of rice, make sure I'm double check I'm not muted. With the addition of rice, I'm adding rice to the speed farm. But the way it works is, you can. They made it a while back so that there's no loading bar for collecting crops. There used to be like a little, like when you're opening a chest, like it would have a little. It was quick, but it would still take a second, and you had to like hold still at every crop to collect it. Now it's instantaneous, so you click it, you collect it, right? The benefit to that is the faster you click, the faster you can collect. And the faster you move, the faster you can collect. And playing on PC, I bind my collect control to my scroll wheel. And then I have a special mouse that I click a button, and then my scroll wheel turns into like a fidget spinner, basically. And then let me show you. Here, I have to put stuff away. Hold on. But if you're just joining us, this is for those people. I don't think I need wood anymore. But basically, it allows me to collect super fast with like a monorail system. Let me get over there. All I got to do is let the scroll wheel spin and make sure it keeps spinning. And then I just collect super, super fast. I don't even have to try because obviously the scroll wheel is doing all the work for me instead of me clicking 1,000 times per second. But this is what I'm doing for rice. Collected. Dang it. Dude, it's always at the worst times. It's always at the worst times. TikTok, please stop doing this. Hold on. Where are my settings for this? Do I have, like, notifications, or is that a Windows thing? I think it's a Windows thing. I swear I turned it on. Hold on. Notifications and actions. Hold on. I gotta, like, turn these. I think they're off for yeah, they're off for TikTok Studio. Banners and sound. I need them. I don't want them. Yeah, I just have to turn the I thought I turned those notifications on, but they were off. Again. So annoying, because it usually plays a sound if you have the notifications on, and it's really obvious and hard to miss. But it's been turned off. Oops. Keep clicking my scroll wheel on accident, because it's on free mode. All right, TikTok will not end again on my watch, I promise. No more. I fixed it. I done fixed it. Yeah, welcome back. I know. My notifications for TikTok, I thought I had turned back on, like the audio notifications, and I guess they were still silenced. Cause like anytime I get the CAPTCHA, it would normally play a like a boop 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 kind of tone and tell me. But I guess I had toggled it off because I swear I had it off for the longest time, and then I was like, you know what, I need to turn this on so this stops happening. And then I thought I had it on, and then it stopped again, and I kind of thought maybe it's just like a bug with TikTok Studio, but I guess it just reset. Or I guess maybe I never switched it. That's definitely possible with my brain too. Thank you for the bit, by the way. A bit for your troubles. Thank you. For my technical difficulties. What's going on here? What am I making? A speed farm. I will show you here momentarily once I get to the end of this. Forget. No, I moved at the last second. I wish there was a drag snap tool where you can, like, and especially for items like this, you can't snap farm plots. But I wish there was like I could click and hold, right? And then I could be like, release, and then it would build like all the way up to there. Oh my goodness, would that be a great QOL? Turbo building in LEGO Fortnite. They enabled turbo building in LEGO Fortnite. We all gonna be cranking 90s, baby. They're probably putting the fire elemental stuff into the game in the next couple months when they do the part 2 update. Yo, hello. GBRL, welcome in. This is your first time in here? I play LEGO Fortnite. Right now I'm building a speed farm. I will show you exactly how it works in a second, but I am just about finished with this row. Aha! shall show you how it works. So, I play on PC, so I have a mouse with a scroll wheel that can free spin. So I just bind my collect button to the scroll wheel, and then I just let the scroll wheel fly, and then I step on this, and then we just let the scroll wheel do all the work for us. And since we're collecting by hand, it doesn't consume a seed, and you can do this infinitely. Because these will grow back in like 10 minutes, or however, I can't remember the exact length. But like every 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it is, you could just do this all over again and get yourself hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of one type of food if you want it. Now, do you need this much food? Nobody probably does. Do I need this much food? Probably not. Do I like collecting lots of things in this game? Yes, I do. Whoa. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for rice. So I have one for... So I don't have one for pumpkins, corn, or wheat, because those ones, even if you collect them by hand, you will break them, and then they consume a seed. So those ones I just still have over at my original balloon farm. Did they change the weapons? What makes the most poop? Pretty much, what I do is I take usually this, I think it's, I don't know, I think seeds are better. Yeah. So get like a farm of like anything going. Actually, like tomatoes is kind of the best because tomatoes you get, don't you get 3 tomatoes per, or it's just 2? No, I don't remember. But tomatoes are great because you only get 1, but you get 3 seeds out of a tomato. 1 tomato gives 3 seeds, and 3 seeds gives 3 biomass instead of just putting 1 tomato in and getting 1 biomass or fertilizer. But you want to build a compost bin, and basically what I do is once I get a farm going, you just start grinding some of the food. Like I said, tomatoes are the best because they grind into 3 seeds and they farm infinitely with 1 seed just to get them going. And then you just grind like hundreds of tomatoes into triple the seeds. And then you have like, you could have like hundreds and hundreds of fertilizers and biomasses super easily. Farming eggs in the new update, get a chicken at your base and what is it, vines? I can't remember the chart right now. So get a chicken at your village in a farm, in an animal house, so it's part of your village. And then you can just feed it stacks and stacks of vines, correct? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. You feed the chickens vines, not directly, not on the floor. You don't drop it for them on the floor. You put it into that animal's animal. So you put it into the chicken's barn house. Berries and seeds. Okay, berries and berry seeds for eggs. Vines, I think, gets something else. Feathers, I think, is what vines gives. So you want berries or berry seeds. That will give you eggs. And another great thing is, I'm pretty sure tomatoes work again. So 1 tomato goes into 3 tomato seeds, which then should, and again, tomatoes might not work over berries. But then you get triple, or if it's berries, still grind them up into seeds because you get double the berries per seed. And then you just feed them a bunch of seeds, and then they'll give you a bunch of eggs. Legendary relics are only dropped from Lost Masters. I think brutes, golems, and also did I say dragons? Dragons, Lost Masters, brutes, golems, And I think that's it. Someone let me know if I missed anything there. I don't think... Do they come off the shrine challenges? Or like those like the high-level bears too? I don't think they do. But I know... I'm sure it's Lost Masters. I'm sure it's dragons. And then I'm pretty sure golems too. I can't remember about brutes. But I swear golems do as well. There's not a... See, C takes too long. I wish you could take away the hold. I wish you could toggle it so I could just click it if I wanted to. So that way I could go EC and just pull it out. Whereas now I'd have to hold it. But I can just go E. You know, I can do it quicker if I do it manually. But it'd be even better if there was a second single press hotkey. And then I could do this even faster. And then again, it'd be nice if I could, like, click, and then if I had the amount of seeds, I could drag and plant. Drag and plant. That would also be fantastic. We need more turbo building / like, drag and drop building. You know what I mean? Stuff like that would be great. Turbo building in LEGO Fortnite. Give it to me. Oh, did I leave the whole stack in there? We are streaking and you're doing farming glitch? That's not a glitch. I'm not doing any glitches here. 0 glitches. Pure mechanical skill and ingenuity. What's up? How you doing, Stein? I know there's a farming glitch. However, if my information is correct, I don't believe it to be better than this method. Unless it's wheat, corn, or pumpkins, in which case I can maybe make an argument for it. If I'm correct, the Spinjitsu method consumes a seed, correct? The Spinjitsu method consumes a seed. Can anyone didn't confirm or deny? You're not waiting them to grow at all, but then you do have to... You lose, depending on what you're farming. With berries, you have to take half of your haul, throw it back into the grinder just to keep it going continuously. So you only make 50% of the margin that you would normally get off the plant kind of deal. And then with 3, it's like things that are 3, it's a little bit better. I don't have a grappler, do I? And I think I would argue that time spent throwing into the grinder and collecting and then replanting in all of your plots, maybe it's a wash. Maybe they're both just as quick. Me personally, I hate after doing the balloon farming method, because it's not like I haven't tried similar methods. I hated the idea of going to my seed machine and loading it up and waiting, and then going back through. However, you know, even if it's a moderate, this is a lot of plots, but even if it's like a moderate amount of plots, it's still like, oh, I gotta go to this plot, and then load them up, load them up, load them up, load them up. And get back 77 grown. Wait. There's something I'm not understanding about that? I should have started from that side. I guess it really doesn't matter. Because what I like about this is I make it so large that I get like, I think it's like, how many do you get from one rice plant? I just like the idea of never having to interact with this planting interface ever again once I get it done. And with this, the only thing I don't get out of it is vines. But technically, that's what I still have my balloon farm. Or I could now just Spinjitsu farm it, right? It's faster than the balloon method. I will say that. Oh, God. Oh, no, the rice has trapped me. Bro. Obviously, I can get out by breaking it, but... No! Wee, 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 wee. Release me! Release me! Bamboo do be dangerous. It is sharp, especially when it's, I think even when it's like baby bamboo is when it's like the most like, once it like first starts to develop and sprout out, it's like super sharp, isn't it? Or can be. I know it could be made to be sharp. This is for a speed farm. We'd have to do almost like a side-by-side comparison. Let's do it. Someone tell Haskins. Me and Haskins farm off. Tomorrow, noon. No. Tomorrow, sunrise, farm off. Me, Haskins. We're doing it. Da-da-dun, da-da-da. Play the Monday Night Football music. We both spend an hour. We build, how many plots? We both build 50 plots from scratch. We could do it in Sandbox, so we have all the materials and all the, like, starting seeds. And then, like, once we do that, then we turn off item generation and stuff. And then it's only what we can farm. We go 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the clock. Who has more berries? Or no, we'll do coconuts. So we can see who's got the biggest coconut collection. Haskins will win. I guess what slows me down is the start. Because he has to plant seeds in it, like, no matter what, regardless. Where if I started with already one seed planted, then I'd win, I think. Because that's like 80% of the time that I would have to spend, if not more. Because once it's going, then it's just waiting for the first part to grow. Where he doesn't have to wait for anything to grow. He just has to plant. But it would be fun. It would be a nice friendly competition, and it'd be for science at the end of the day. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, I built this, like, standing up. So that way I could drop it into place and not have it goof with anything. So I didn't even need close to that much stuff. Did I? I swear I brought wood. There we go. What block you use for the machine? What do you mean? For what I'm doing here? I'm about to pretty much show you right now. So you need a space. This is 9 studs, not 8, because the dynamic foundation that we're going to be using is 8 studs wide. So we need 1 stud to give it a little bit of wiggle room. So the first thing we need to do is, yo, we got a raid. That's a new name. I don't know if I recognize that name. Thank you for the raid. And Atonic? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Welcome and thank you. Oh, we got to build that a little more forward than that. All right, I can't remember the exact dimensions. I think it was like 1, 2, 3. There's 3, and then button on each end. Did I bring a wrench? Oh, good. I know I added more thrusters to some of these, so it would make it go even faster. I don't remember. I don't think it matters where I put them as long as they're even on both sides. Actually, that could probably work. All right, so you are going to be on 1 only. And then we want these to be on 1 only. So that way that goes forward, and then this will be on 2, which means these ones need to be on 2. And then we should be good. I think it's that simple. I haven't done one of these in a while, but... Beautiful. Oh, wait. Someone lied to me. I thought it replanted. Does rice not replant? I didn't realize it does... Okay, I'm screwed. I didn't realize rice didn't plant. Who was going to tell me? I thought... So people were telling me the natural ones regrew, so I kind of figured these would. Oh, so I don't even need this here. I guess this will just be a future plot. I'll just build this. So technically I will do Spinjitsu farming for rice then, I guess. I had no idea. I thought these ones regrew. Where did you tell me? I see nothing. I see nothing of saying specifically they don't regrow. No, I'm just kidding. You probably did. I just don't see it. How long have I been doing this? I can't even scroll that far up in chat. Maybe I can. I see nothing. Well, I guess I'll just save this plot for the next time that there's an actual replenishable. Oh, and of course my machine decides to go haywire. When I log out and log back in, it'll fix itself, but this shouldn't be happening right now. I'll just collect what I can. Oh! Forgot about the delayed, the vine part. I'm like lagging too. See, it's like now the channels are all goofed. I'm not even standing on them. See if this will happen from time to time. No, it's fine. At the end of the day, this will need to be done eventually. But yeah, this will fix itself when it logs back in. But after a while, the channels get confused or something, and they'll start they'll like reverse and then start like auto. It's like now you'd think it'd be good after it fully resets, but now if I want to go this way, after a few seconds, it'll probably activate those front thrusters. Watch. No, are we good? All right, so I guess I'll do Spinjitsu farm somewhere else. I guess I could do that anywhere. Well, people, that was also when I was asking about the naturally growing rice. People were saying that regrew. So I guess what I should have also asked at that moment was, does the self-planted rice regrew? I never asked that question originally. I think that was my downfall. Yeah, you just need to have at least, I think it's, I can't remember how many, but you need to have like right now, I think I'm still 8. No, now I'm 6. See if you don't, you need to have at least 3 legendaries equipped. See how I have a legendary weapon in my quick bar, 2 legendary tomes. I think you could also do it if I take these off. See, now I'm at 4. I think if I go 3 weapons, then I still get 8. So you could have no charms, all weapons, and still get level 8. You just have to have some combination of 3 legendaries, it looks like. So as long as you have 3 legendaries, you can have 1 weapon, 2 charms, 1 charm, 2 weapons. But yeah, that's how you get higher. So you just need to maybe make more stuff. Boo! That's why you were saying the Spinjitsu technique would beat that technique, because we were talking about rice. Any other plant. That's the only reason I was saying it was faster, is because I was assuming it was growable. But I guess I could do the Spinjitsu one over here where my other spot is. So I think I mostly have all the materials I need. Oh, they're crafted legendaries and not rifted legendaries. So that makes sense. So you can't use your old legendary or mythic items. How do you control it with the different channels? I have a tutorial on this exact vehicle pinned to the top of my page. Because this is my old balloon farm. Uh-oh, we're lagging. Where am I? It takes a lot longer to load stuff in now, but once it's loaded in, it's a lot better. Actually. Because I have corn here if I need to, so I can do the Spinjitsu method like here if I want to. Oh my god. What is that sound? I think it's still just loading in. That might be why. So then you could just do it again immediately and farm this layer right after, right? So basically I just need to build another row. I'll just probably build it here. I won't build it in the same format as this. Hold on, I should have fish sandwiches on me, right? Yeah, we can just do a big old row here. I guess I could probably put them the same spacing apart, so that way if I ever do decide to make it in a balloon farm, I could always convert it, like if they fix the Spinjitsu thing or change it in the future, which they generally do a lot of stuff like that where little stuff has changed over time. Because I could just copy the spacing, and I think... is there an optimal spacing for the Spinjitsu version? Because that's the spacing I have between there. And then it's 6 between the next ones. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I should be able to farm through the middle of that with the Spinjitsu, right? I guess I can test it. Yeah, that works. Is it like insta farming it too? Like it looks like it did it really fast. So that might be the other thing. I didn't realize how fast it was procking the they might fix this. I'm realizing how powerful it is now because I haven't tried it out for myself. Because it's like immediately, you don't even need that many plots to run this then, right? You could do it with like a couple of plots would almost be better. Like I feel like less, you almost want like a handful and then you just load those ones up like crazy, right? So I would just do like stacks of 80. And you don't have to grind these into seeds either. That's the other thing I think I'm not considering. These you just plant. So basically from here, you would just go crazy. They're fixing this. This is ridiculous. Because then, yeah, then you just plant, 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 plant. Okay, I didn't realize how streamlined this was. I thought that it would, like, you had to do one sweep, then one sweep, then one sweep. I guess I wasn't realizing how many it was spawning. Because you only need a few plots. You don't even need a lot. I almost broke the plot. Yeah, that's wild. And you can do this with some of the other ones then, right? But then you have to do... The other ones need replanting. Because then do I have any chests? Not really. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it now, chat. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the entity limit. You're right. So a little bit of it's a waste. You don't want to go too hard. That makes sense. I forgot they did change that a while back. That's why I only have like a certain amount on one row here. It's almost less is more than... Because you want to also have bag space for this too. So that way you're not... Because then you could fight the entity limit by simply picking more up as it drops. But even then, I feel like it would outpace that limit fairly quickly. Because, yeah, otherwise you're wasting some if you end up doing that. Which, you know, you're still kind of coming out on top anyway, but... Interesting concept. Okay. Let me borrow some of these chests that I'm no longer using. I guess I could always just bring this around too. They might patch this. I did not... Hats off to Askins for hiding this for sure. But I did not realize how powerful it was. I have not seen it firsthand. Let's see. Because even with, I guess, with how fast you're collecting them, the seed part isn't too terrible. Because I think with pineapples, technically you still can't do it with pineapples because you'd be breaking it. So yeah, because you break it and then you'd only get one back. And then that 9 would give you 9. I see. I think it still wouldn't work for pineapples, really. Right? Right? I'm not overthinking it? Underthinking it? Honestly, not much. But it's always one of those things you kind of want to stock up while you can. So you almost want to just like do a little bit and then pull off. Oops. You don't want to break it all. At least it's not like you lose it all. You pick up all the extras anyway. It makes it a little laggy. I don't know if that's just my game in general or if it's the technique kind of making me go haywire. Here, let's just do 4. I feel like that'll be a little... How many have you been running, Zep? You said like you did like some sort of circle or something, right, in your other chat? Also, is it because the reason you want it longer is so you can let your garden plot health regenerate? Is that the other reason you'd want like a longer plot? Because I notice I'm breaking it without even trying to. Like I think it's doing damage to it, like even when like I have to be really careful not to break it. Not that it's messing it up, but I also have to be careful for the item limit too, so I'm actually stacking them. Oh, upside down on a floor. So like you go under it, and even though it still grows up, it collects like from the bottom essentially. That's interesting. Because I'm not gonna go too far into. Because I just need some. I have so much of the other food. It's not like I need to do this with any of the other food at the current moment. And I also want to give this method a couple of weeks, month, see if it survives before I throw. Granted, it's pretty easy to set up compared to like any other version we've had so far. It's very cheap and quick to do. But if they end up patching it, I'm not going to put too much effort. Raspberries for large health potions. I should have an entire chest of those. I don't know if it's a full chest anymore since the chest buff, but... It's almost like every once in a while I gotta build them again. Or I could say, like I said, I could go back and forth between like 2 little stations. It's like we could go like here. And then like here. I'll put this closer. Something like that. And then just have a separate one over here that I can swap to after this one takes damage. This seems to work pretty well. So I can just go here, run it. Then go over here, run it. Replenish, 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 replenish. Then we go over here. You still only get like half back. I wish it gave more. You'd think you'd get more rice out of one harvest, right? Well, sometimes it like doesn't really get going. Oops. I try the glitch, but it doesn't work. I don't know. I didn't come up with it, so I haven't done a lot of the testing. You can try to. Haskins might be live right now. You can go ask him if he's live on Twitch. He might know better answers to these questions you have for this than I do, because I did not come up with this. I am just a follower in this case. I did not come. I've come up with other farming methods, like my speed farming method, but this one I have to give 1000% props to Haskins, because this is dope, dude. I mean, he still gets credit, even if it wasn't dope. But it's extra credit, because it is dope. This is... There's no way this doesn't get patched, though. There's no way this was even remotely intentional. The fact that they regrow instantaneously and give you... Like, what if you just break it? Yeah, if you just break it, you get the vine. So this has some unintended effect. For sure. Get it while you can. This is borderline. I mean, this is a dupe glitch in disguise, is it not? I'm usually against dupe glitches, but this is for plants, for Christ's sake. How to get rice? It's in the fields that you should see. They're like those watery, wavy, watery fields on Ninjago Island. Ooh, we got a lot of vines. I just need 2 chests of, wait, how much? What does, does it have the recipe in here? I don't think it does. What does the rice cake need? Like, how many rice? Or the rice, steamed rice. And where do you make it? Is that on the grill? I can't even remember now. I made a few of them. Because I want like a whole chest, or at least a good amount of a chest of the steamed rice, and then pretty much a full chest of the rice. On the grill, what's the ratio? Because I don't think I have stuff for it right now. Oh, shouldn't I have? Hold on. Oh, it's planks. I swear I brought planks, but I guess not. Five rice each? Okay, so I really need like 6-ish chests of rice. Because to get a whole chest of steamed rice, I'd need 5 chests of rice, and then I want 1 backup chest of rice after that. But I don't need a full chest of steamed rice necessarily, so it's a bit overkill. Not that I don't believe you. Yeah, 5. Oh, you gotta be like, oh, I'm lagging. Hey, where's LEGO Fortnite? Did it go away? What do you mean? I'm playing it right now. I'm guessing you're referring to regular LEGO Fortnite, not Ninjago. Ninjago is regular Fortnite. It's just the newest update, so it's where it starts you at for when you log into the game, just because they want you to play the newest content they just released. Otherwise, feel free. Go back to the Ninjago Island is right next to your the main island that's always been there. You can go back right after you do the intro quests for Ninjago, and then if you want, you never have to go back there again. However, you're gonna start progressing and be like, yo, where do you get that? How do you get this? And all of the answers are gonna end up being progressing Ninjago content. So you wanted, it's like the Storm King or Star Wars Island or Lost Isles. It's just a new expansion island in the world to go and explore. But it's one of the biggest questions I see is like, how do I get to the old LEGO Fortnite? Like it still is the old LEGO Fortnite, you know? It hasn't gone anywhere. Don't worry. Be playing it in 27 too. As far as I can foresee, which isn't very far. Glad I got this, because in reality I didn't want to spend that long collecting rice, and this makes it definitely a heck of a lot faster. Alright, so we got 1 chest loaded there. Let's start loading here. Whoa. Did that move closer to me just now? lagging again? Oops, I busted him. What am I doing? Farming rice. Let me fill everything up. Then deposit. So, you know, even for the seed stuff, I'd rather almost do speed farming just because we don't have to do seed grinding for berries and other stuff. And I could always just do, I think there's a thing where you can farm, you can just bus station out, bus station back, and then come back. So I can get like hundreds and hundreds of stuff every few minutes without having to do any in between. How are you on 8 stars? I have at least 3 new legendary items equipped. Are you using old legendary charms or weapons? They need to be at least 3 new legendary charms or weapons. So you can't be using like rifted stuff. I guess you could still use old weapons, but it has to be with the new materials. And then they have to be the new charms too. So if you're still using the old legendary storm charm, that's not going to cut it. Or if you're using like rifted legendary pistols, not going to cut it. They need to be legendary pistols with legendary honed ritual oil stuff. Because this is bugged. This is clearly an exploit. Not in a bad way. Like, it's not a bad thing, but this is clearly a very unintentional exploit because they had chances to fix this and they've made changes around it but never patched it. So this tells me the method with the balloons is semi-intentional. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but I think it's within the spirit of the game. That's what I always try to like evaluate what's an exploit versus what's not, is like you can always ask yourself, what's in the spirit of the game? This, in my opinion, I'm doing it shamelessly here, but I don't believe this is in the spirit of the game. This is in the spirit of the game because it requires ingenuity, time, materials, effort. And it makes sense to an extent. There's clearly a bug interaction going on with Spinjitsu and the way plants regenerate. Because guess what happens if you break it premature? You just get a vine. So it's not that has to do with the balloon. It's specifically the Spinjitsu. And nowhere in that description does it say Mega Farms crops in that description. So I'd imagine it's a completely unintentional thing that will get patched. Maybe not soon. It's not like, how important is rice, right? Like, I don't think, it's not like it's like you're not getting thousands of legendary ritual oil off this. So do I think it's going to be at the high of their priority list? No. Do I think it will get patched eventually? Probably, but maybe not. You know, there's always that possibility too. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. Oh, I kind of realized that too. If I was holding still, it wasn't doing anything. So it's definitely the knockback part of it then. Because that's the only thing that happens when you're moving. Is like you're reinitiating the knock. It's like if you're holding still, it knocks back, but then it stops because you're not moving into anything. But it's stationary. So if you move even a micro inch, it's pushing back at every like movement. And if you hold still, then it hits, but then it just stops if you hold still. Or I think it's like a chain reaction that's happening with the pushback part of it. That's got to be it. It's somewhere in the pushback that's causing it to go haywire. Because you're right, the second you hold still... Oh, wait, no, I was getting rice there, wasn't I? No, that was just vines. Right? Yeah, we're just getting vines there. It looks like there's rice spawning, but there's not. Nobody's taking it over, absolutely. However, I still do believe they usually will patch stuff that's completely unintentional like this. We get too many vines. LEGO Fortnite Storm King. Get the Ninjago stuff progressed. Get legendary ritual oil. And then make plasma pistols or any other weapon of your choice with bamboo and or steel and or opal. I think even trading out like, because the bamboo gives you more speed, but I'm kind of curious if it's always worth it in every weapon, but everybody's got different play styles and weapons they prefer to use too. Hey, stop eating my haul. And the stuff you're dropping is taking up space in my inventory. Because you will notice I'm not always moving because I'm getting more vines than I am anything else, but I'm trying to stay moving most of the time. Mostly. They mostly come at night. Mostly. Oops. I thought I broke it. I might have gone too fast there. No, collect. We don't want to hit the limit and have it start disappearing. The next part of the story for Ninjago will likely come out, like, my guess is February, March, but maybe as late as April. I doubt it, because that's when the pass ends. They're not. I really doubt they're gonna do 2 back-to-back Ninjago passes. So if they're gonna do a part 2 to this update, to me, logically, it would make more sense to put it in the middle point of when the update first released and the end point of the battle pass ending, which for me, I think that puts us around February, March. More so February than anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got it maybe a couple weeks or a month before the actual pass ended. Right now, I am farming a bunch of rice for my storage base, because it's a new item, so obviously I feel like barely have any of it. So I'm just farming a new item to get a bunch of for future, because the thing is, when they add new items or any item in the game, they don't always utilize it a lot right away. Like, the only thing you can make with rice is steamed rice, but a year from now I bet there's at least 1 or 2 other things you do with it, and that's usually the case for this game. Is certain items will release and they'll be somewhat useful, and then an update later, not that they become like monumentally useful, But they change up how this game operates and the balancing of it quite often. So it's never a bad idea to quote unquote get the getting while the getting is good. And right now for the rice, there appears to be, I'm calling it a bug because I don't think this is any means intentional, but there's a bug that lets you harvest a lot of it really easily. And if they ever patch this, that means it'll, you know, not be impossible. It'll be a little moderately more difficult to farm this much this fast. And then let's say they also make it more important. Like maybe it's part of another special potion a year down the road. You're going to wish you had some. So like I always say, get the getting while the getting is good. It's a bug slash speed hack that Haskins found. For some reason, the Spinjitsu, what it does is it breaks it, but for some reason, it still gives you the rice and a vine, and you get 2 rice per each of these. So it's like, it's basically like you're instantly growing them and harvesting them, growing them, harvesting them, growing them, harvesting them, growing them, harvesting them a million times a second. That's basically what you're watching me, or what you're watching happen on screen. Is every one of those ticks you hear, that's a plant, that's a harvest and a replant. Every single, I need a few of these. But every single time you hear one of those ticks, it's basically growing, harvesting, growing, harvesting, growing, harvesting. And yes, you do end up coming out with more than you put in. Takes a little bit of time, but way less time than it would if you're doing it the standard way. Ever heard of Lego? What is this Lego that you speak of? Somebody bring me the polish of Nail. And the Craggle. I watch the Lego movie every time I have a plane ride. Why am I doing this? So I can make a butt ton of steamed rice. I'm going on an all-carbs diet in LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. We're going to see what it does to me. It's just bread and rice. My character's gonna be so backed up, it's not even funny. Oh wait, let's throw just bread, cheese, and rice in excessive amounts. We'll make sure we're lactose intolerant by the end of this challenge. I don't need that much steamed rice. I want it. I want it. I think I got to move through these faster. I want to say I'm wasting it. Like I could be more efficient, but like I said, I didn't want to set up something magnificent right now. Once I get this, I should be done doing this for quite a long time. That's the other thing. I spend like an hour doing this, and then like almost never have to collect rice again in my LEGO Fortnite career. Like, that's pretty much my goal. Is farm so much that I don't ever have to think about that item, like, ever again. It's like, what would you rather do? Go to Walmart or the corner store every time you run out of your one roll of toilet paper? Or would you rather go to Costco and buy like a 40 pack? It's kind of like how I see farming materials. If you're going to go out and get something, get it like as much as you can, as fast as you can, all in one go. And then you're like stocked up. You don't want to be taking single trips for toilet paper. That's inefficient wipage. Oh! How did you do that? I guess I can kind of go back and forth. But yeah, it would make sense to have like a longer thing for this. It's like the faster you move, the more like you don't want. I think when you do like a U-turn, it kind of you come to a stop, and I think you lose that progress of like getting it to proc. I'm obsessed with Costco. Who isn't? What a middle-aged or even young adult isn't at this point? I've got some room, but I kind of want to leave that for the rice. 'Cause I think if I do 3 chests of rice, I can keep 1 chest of rice and then make 2 chests of rice into like a 1/5 of a chest of steamed rice, which would be enough. That's enough for my hoarding necessities. So all I need is a little bit more. I just need to finish that 3rd chest, and then I'll have enough. What do I feed animals for fertilizer? I would get fertilizer more so out of your compost. I think it's, excuse me, more efficient to get fertilizer out of the composter than it is from your animals. What you want to do is actually use your animals to get some other things, but you can like, see, TikTok's yelling at me now. Oops. See, now I can do the CAPTCHA and TikTok won't end my live. And then now I could now it's the perfect time to take a bathroom break. Lightning won't strike twice right now, so I know I can go actually AFK, and they shouldn't detect me as AFK, because I just told them I wasn't via CAPTCHA. Oh yeah, fence around it. Oh god, I guess that keeps you like bouncing from like one spot to the next. That makes sense. If I do a more permanent version, I'll remember. Hello? Oh god. I've done it, chat. I have done the invisibility spell. I actually don't know how. Put the money in the bag! Put it in! Don't be suspicious. 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 Oh, cool. I was worried it would go away if I change weapons. I am a pair of nunchucks. Fear me. And now I am but a humble sandwich. I'm going to defeat these lands and make them my own. Play epic music. Dallas, I have no idea what that means. What else can I do? Is it going to change if I attack? Oh, okay. I am but a sentient pair of nunchucks. Is that a glitch? Yeah, I've never had this happen before. Ever. I am meat. Oh, I can be poop, though, too. Well, I can't put poop in my hand. Never mind. I forgot. How do I wonder if I Spinjitsu again, if it'll... That probably, yeah, as I say, that'll probably fix it. This fun while it lasted. Bones, relax. Hold on, let me go give him a treat. He's getting antsy. Sorry, Bone starts getting antsy towards the end of the stream. Usually it's because he knows I give him a treat around that time. And the older he gets, the more impatient he becomes. Bones is... He's always been kind of a fatty. But over the last couple of years, as he's gotten older, I swear his filter is just going down. He'll just, like, whine at me the second he's hungry. And I'm trying to watch, like, he's not massively overweight, but he is overweight for a pit, for sure. But for being a three-legged pit, it's he's missing a front arm. It's always been extremely, if not impossibly hard to get him proper exercise, because even at his lightest, when I got him as like a 2-year-old, not necessarily a pup, but he's about 2 when I got him, and even then, at his most spry, young, and light, he was only able to go on like a walk for a few minutes max, because also you get excited, so he's chugging along with 3 legs, and a few minutes in, he is like drained. Like he could barely like stand up to make the walk back home. So it's very hard to get like consistent exercises. But I try to watch his weight, but in doing that, he's noticed, and he gets very mad when I try to make him wait a little bit longer, because I'm like, I try to keep the feeding times consistent, but even then, like the last couple years, he'll like, especially when like this year when winter started hitting and the sun started going down sooner, like he's going based off the sun probably, because he doesn't have a clock. He's a dog. So he started getting hungrier like as soon as the sun went down, but that didn't used to happen. He used to wait for like that internal clock, it seemed like. But he's my old man. He's my boy. How do you plant the rice? You just put rice directly into the farm plot. I don't even remember eating a potion, or eating a fish sandwich right now. Do I almost have enough? We're getting there. I just need this 3rd chest filled. I'm just going to take whatever's in here and then just go with that. Okay, stop. I keep flying. How does it keep activating flight mode out of Spinjitsu? It's so weird. I swear I'm not hitting space. So break it. I don't even care. Oh! And then once you float back down, it doesn't interact. That's weird. Okay. Stop doing that. It keeps flying me. Don't eat fish sandwiches or flying fish sandwiches while you're doing this. It like hinders you for sure. Okay. And they need to fix the jump attack with the pickaxe. Or maybe it's just the pickaxe that's bugged, but it's been doing that lately where you do an attack which would normally break everything in that area, doing nothing. Nathan for president. Oh my god. Favorite place to eat in Arizona? I just tried this new taco place in Avondale, and oh my god. I swear they gotta be easily top 3 carne asada tacos I've ever had. Let me drop the place for it. What was it called? I always forget the name. I've been there twice now in like the last week and a half. What is it called? It's in Avondale. It's literally right off 101 and the 10. Like, you exit on McDowell and you're literally right there. McDowell or 99th. It's called Tacos Calafia? Calafia? I'm sorry if it's Spanish and I'm saying it completely wrong. Tacos Calafia on 99th and McDowell. Fire. They're like $3 a taco, which honestly isn't bad. But they have like everything's super authentic, delicious, and then they have like a topping bar. So you just tell them what kind of meat you want, corn or flour tortilla. They give you your platter and you just load it up however you want. Take it to go, eat them there. Delicious. I have a tutorial for this on my TikTok as well if you like it. But that's been my favorite place lately. Otherwise, I like Grimaldi's for pizza. Depends on the location, but Rosati's is really good for pizza. That's another place I like to go out here specifically. Tutorial for ordering tacos. 5 carne asada tacos, please. Corn tortillas, large horchata. Please and thank you. I guess I should. Skirt! Cue the Tokyo Drift song. Okay, I need this fish sandwich to wear off like yesterday. I guess I could just eat another food too. Oh wait, hold on. I wish I didn't have to go back to the menu every time I wanted to grill. Bones, please relax. What does rice do? Nothing, honestly, that great. I'm just stocking up on stuff on the new item. Actually, kind of low on pumpkins and other random stuff. But before they updated a while ago, they added 2 whole rows to all these chests. So these used to be full. Now they're no longer technically full, but I stocked up on basically every kind of food. So like again, this used to be a full chest, and I've run lower on some of these because I've used them for other stuff, but I still have pretty much an entire chest full of like every raw and cooked / charred version of everything. So rice is the newest thing, so I'm just kind of over farming it, and the only thing you make it into right now is steamed rice, so that's what I'm currently over making. But otherwise, rice is like nothing crazy. I just wanted a full chest of rice, and then however many I can make with like 2 chests of rice, which is about a 1/5 of a chest. Oh, not only do they keep making the chests bigger, but they've made the, I think even, when did they make the stack sizes go to 80? It was even even like several months ago that they were still increasing certain stack sizes of certain items. Like there was still, I think at a certain point, like it was still like only 50 for certain things. So that's the other reason my chests keep getting like less and less quote unquote filled, is because they keep buffing the stack size and the chest size, which is good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's made my systems less and less necessary for sometimes how many chests I have for any given item. This is peak efficiency. You know me. That's why I have these here. Literally, I have a chest full of grill materials, a chest full of juicer materials, and I keep them in here so I can bust out, because I don't want to keep a bunch of them built. They're ugly, and that's all build complexity technically. So when I'm finished, then I just deconstruct it, pack it back all up into the little kit. So like in here is a kit for juicers. Here's a, which technically is empty right now because I don't think I need grain mills here anymore. I have so many other places that I could use a grain mill. But then this should have actually been for an oven, I think. There. Okay, I think yep, we're good. I just gotta wait for that last run, and they'll be done. Let's work on getting this stuff put away now. Oh, I do have a little bit more rice. Look at that. Any major update? Are you kidding me? You have not seen any of the Ninjago content? There's a whole Ninjago update that came out like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, with an entire Ninjago island with content. There's a ton of content. There's probably like 10 to 15 hours of straight up progression content, and then there's a part 2 coming early next year. But yeah, this is like kind of the biggest update they've ever done. Yes, Charlie, we're for real, for real. We're realer than you could imagine. Ask the audience. You'd be good at Minecraft? Yeah, I imagine so. Let's actually use the rest of this real quick. I've never played Minecraft, though. I mean, I've had like a little bit, but I haven't like dove into it deeply at all. Not that I don't have interest in it, but it also, I think it got popularized like while I was in high school, so I wasn't like as actively gaming for those years. Oh, there's more rice. I thought I was out. Are you going to build a Ninjago part for your storage base? Or just keep it all at Ninjago? Funky Monkey. Fantastic question. Because I did just update my base yesterday. Sorry, I got this little sprint glitch. It'll fix itself. I added most of the items from Ninjago. I would consider them not hard, like direct Ninjago items. So I worked a lot of this stuff into my normal system. So Kozu Stone and Honed Kozu Stone, aka Kozu Stone slabs. As you can see, it's the exact same build for most of the other slabs. I worked that into the normal part of the system. However, there are 4 items that I would consider extremely Ninjago, and they're also miscellaneous. I didn't have another category to put them in. We've got the inks, the energies, the headbands, and the oils, a spot for in the corner. But the rest of it, so like the opal and honed opal, aka cut dragon opal, we put into the gem section. Kozu stone, we put into the stone section. Steel, we put into the metal section. Steel and honed steel, aka steel bars. Just like gold bar. Put that into that category. And then what is the destructed ritual oil for? I'm confused. What do you mean? Like, honestly, what it's really good for, let's say, it happened to me actually on stream, and I didn't even think about it when I was doing the sponsored stream. Remember how I was trying to get my first green charms for the quest, and I needed green ritual oil? And remember how I found a lost master and got purple ritual oil? It would have been nice maybe to save that for when I needed the purple one. But what it also could have done is I could have deconstructed that purple into blue and those blues into greens, and then I could have immediately got my quest done. I could have like immediately got my green charms. So like that's kind of, I suppose, the use for it. Otherwise, there's really, after a certain point, not much use to do it. But that's kind of like what I see with it. But even then, I would almost say it's more worth it to just hang on to it, collect the green ones, and then eventually, I'm pretty sure it tells you to craft like level 7 stuff or whatever. Plus, you're going to need level 7 stuff before you start finding the 8. So, I don't know, maybe it's worth just keeping and not breaking down and then just sticking it out to find the green ones. Because then you'll just have to find a purple one later. So, I don't know, I'm kind of split. I think they're about to fill up, so I might as well grab real quick. That's a lot of rice. Oh, I guess the oven was right there with the oven was in the room with us the whole time. Why so much rice? I over collect everything. This is my expert world that I've had since expert came out. And I don't have like everything stocked up. Like you see like treats, I really don't have any. Some of the pies I've been low on. Even so, wait, don't they only have one kind of ice cream now? Aren't these like rare? Don't they? Isn't there only like one kind of ice cream in the food now? I can't remember. Didn't they change it? Oh no, they got rid of vanilla. Woo! Yeah. Hope you had vanilla ice cream before the update. Now, if only I had the basic survival compass. I have the advanced one in my display base. Never made the basic one in this expert world because I just didn't see the need at the time because I wasn't going for display stuff. Wasn't even a thought. And I had already had the materials for the advanced one, so I basically just skipped the basic. Never crafted the basic compass. So I have the advanced and my display base, but I do not have the basic, which is a disappointment. Oh, the cows give white ice cream still? Oh, why isn't it in the codex then? Interesting. So is that a bug that it's not in the codex? Like they accidentally removed it from the codex or something? I suppose that's possible. Oh no, I can't fit this rice. I am giving Bones some love. He's getting really antsy. He knows I've only got like 15, 20 minutes left on this stream. I swear he does have an internal clock because like he'll know when we're in like the butt end of the stream, and then he knows that's when I'm gonna go pick Heather up, and then we're gonna come home and sit down and lay down with them and give him love. He knows his schedule, but relax, please. 15 more minutes, please, buddy. You don't yell at me. I guess I could call it here. I guess I'm at a good stopping point anyway. The end of the rainbow? Yeah, it was one of the first. That was actually a feature in the game when it originally came out. And you could actually go to the rainbows where the cloud was, and then there would be an Everyone is Awesome Lego set there that would start dancing for you, and then it would just disappear. It wasn't honestly anything special. It was more for like shock / intrigue factor for the game's release. It gave you a few items back then. It was like the most pointless thing ever. It was just kind of a fun Easter egg for a real set that was in the game, and they kind of made a fun animation with it. But yeah, I think I am, I still got, actually, we could probably run that real quick. What pieces are those? What pieces did I use? What floors are those, chat? I don't remember. Is it Star Wars? No, that's too smooth. Is it this one? Yeah, that's the one. This broke one day while I was, like, I think it was just a glitch when I logged in. It just, like, exploded some stuff that was here. But I've been meaning to fix it. I just don't remember what I even did. Because the other side is usually a reveal. Okay, I see. I know what I did now. We just did something like that and then went back to that. And then over here is roof. We just need the alternate one. And then, bah! We're good. And then I just got to replace the chests that were here and move them back over. Bada bing, bada boom. Oops. Yeah, this thing just like exploded one day at a chunk missing. Are you not in the ninja place like the cherry blossoms? After you complete the like first 10 or 15 minutes of the training quests, you can leave the island. You just can't leave the island until you do the tutorial, basically. Finish the tutorial, and the whole rest of the world's still out there for you. This is the main map that's always been in the game. They just added Ninjago to the side of the main map. The Ninjago is not its own separate thing. It's not taking away from OG LEGO Fortnite. It's old LEGO Fortnite still here. They just added a new part to it, and it starts you there. Because if they add a big new update, it's kind of, it's not what all games do. Like, Minecraft didn't start you in the Nether when they released it, but it's kind of the same concept. They give you a new event island. Anybody who starts or plays the game after that point, they usually start you there. Now, I don't kind of agree with that. I still think they should start you on the main part, but how else? That's the thing is they have, unfortunately, I think that's their only play. They don't have an easy way to get new players because here's the thing. Let's say they release a content update like Ninjago and they make it not progressible until you've done other things in the game. I feel like new players, if they're trying to entice new players to play, those new players are going to hop on and they're going to be like, what? I've got to do how many hours? 3, 5, 10 hours of content before I can even start this new Ninjago thing I just saw advertised? That would deter new players like that. So I understand why they have us starting here, but the problem ends up becoming every time they release a new place, that becomes like the ultimate meta of items because you can start there at ground one because it's going to be friendly to new players alike. I feel like every once in a while, like Storm King, again, it was its own thing. You just had to progress, and it was kind of tough. So that was a little better than this update in that sense. But they do need to cycle back to updates that are connected to the progression of the game as it is, not just adding this new thing that you're invited to and instantaneously rank up into amazing weapons. You know what I mean? Yes, I've killed the dragon already. Yeah, that's the problem is the power creep. Is they need to make it like I was saying a while back I was saying they should have cuz you know how there's like the storm relic. You take less damage from storm enemies. Hence, it's the best thing to use against storm for a lot of things because it's going to give you resistance plus a good amount of health. Whereas like Ninjago Island there's they should have just made all of these. One of the things they do is either take less elemental damage or take less overall damage from anything elemental based. So that way, these charms, or like for this one, amplifies the buildup of elemental damage. That one is kind of a one-off because it's for any elemental damage. But like this is increased critical chance. What they could have done to balance this one better is increase critical chance against elemental enemies or ninjas. They could have just made it very specific so it's only good against the enemies on this island. You take this anywhere else, it does not apply. Same thing with like why they have Stormbane, Undead Bane. You use it because it's good for a specific scenario. It's not a one cookie cutter fits all situation that's good in every. This is good in every scenario. This new totem, it's good in every scenario. It gives you crit against everything. They should combat that by making it only specific to the zone. And then they can make it better by like, oh, you go to the Lost Isles. There's a specific set of charms for Lost Isles that make you do more damage to Lost Isle type enemies or take less damage from Lost Isle type enemies. So that way every island or every biome that you went to progress into, it would be a soft reset because the items you collected from the other zone wouldn't be nearly as efficient in the new zone. So that's how I think they can combat the power creep is make zone specific items. So like kind of like back in grassland, desert, Frostland days where you had to do grasslands to get to desert to get to this. They can kind of do that. You know, you could pick whichever one you want, but you still had to start from somewhat scratch. Because, like, that would be like, remember back in the day how it was just grasslands, ice, and desert? Imagine getting a level 10 grasslands village, and then after that, the desert and the Frostlands were just, I mean, that's actually how it is now. But I mean, imagine if that's also how it was back in the day, is like you got everything you needed from the first biome you visited. That's kind of like how Ninjago is. You get everything you need as a new player to go just slam anything else in the game. It's a little, I think for other players, it adds no challenge. And I think this, at least, here's the other thing, is I think they need to revert a lot of changes that were made for this game's quality of life purposes, but just to expert mode. Bring back hunger to expert only. I don't care what survival. It's a casual mode. I get it, but for expert mode, we need hunger back, and we need the old school temperature where it was a lot more severe and meant something. Now, what is even cold? What is even the point of having that light blue portion of the bar? I don't think you slow down from it anymore, and you don't take damage from it anymore. So what is the point of having the gradient from neutral to freezing when cold is meaningless? Same thing. What's the point of the light orange to the red? You're either neutral or you're burning. Hot means nothing. Don't think it slows you down. Don't think it does any damage anymore. So the whole color gradient of the temperature scale is pointless now, because really there's only 3 options that matter. You know, neutral, burning, and so yeah, I think they need to bring back that even cold. Cold used to make you walk slower and do light damage every once in a while. Freezing made you even slower and did tons of damage. Like you pretty much died, and like within seconds if you didn't have a lot of health. And that was the same for burning. Whereas hot, it wouldn't make you slow, but you'd take damage every once in a while. And then burning, you'd take tons of damage. So I think they need to bring back some of those survival-esque aspects of the game, even if it's only for expert mode. Because even at, like, I feel the difficulty when I start an update every time, but the second I even get, like, purple items, I am by, like, far equipped to, at least at my skill level, to defeat, like, everything in the game. Because there used to be, like, a danger to, like, you needed a charm to go into caves. And even then, if you went into the other biome, you needed it. It made switching out and carrying other charms, like, somewhat necessary. But I think we're going to call it here for the day. Right about at the end. Here I am yapping about stuff I don't like about the game, as I'm trying to get people to enjoy it. But, you know, as someone who enjoys the game, we're going to have our criticisms. Nah, those are the charms for the cold and the hot are still there, but just the temperature as a whole is just like a joke. It's like you don't even have to worry about it. I can't even remember the last time I used one of those two. They're pointless now. They're like actually pretty much pointless. I think the only time you'd use them is like your first time ever going into a snow or a desert cave. That's it. I don't think, because then you know, you're in there once, you farm yourself pretty much a handful of materials. You don't have to go back for a while. You're good. Is there any other items that I forgot to put up on the wall too? I'm just double checking. We got Lost Master Bells. We got all that. We got all that. The only other thing is maybe I could have put relics in an area, but that's more weapony. That would probably go in the main weapons area rather than on the wall where I have the current little Ninjago set up. Because like this is more weapony stuff. Usually that goes in the inside of the castle part of the base. But other than that, we got rice all figured out, and the steamed rice that's got a display spot now. So that means, yeah, I mean weapons, but that just, those all get stored inside the vault, so to speak. Oh, I got all these Storm King items just chilling in here. Put this stuff in my bag to bring back. It's kind of just taking up space now. I do not need any of this here. I've already got one of those there. All right, we'll call it there. Thank you, everybody. time you start a new world and having fun with everything. Yeah, I need the like not need to, but there's still a point where I want to start a new side world. I just like don't like once you have an expert world progress this far, it's like what could I be doing in a new world at a certain point other than the difficulty aspects? Like I wouldn't even spend time being creative or collecting stuff. It would be almost just like a speed run to see like how fast or like how difficult it is so I can have a different perspective. Like I can have like that new player's perspective again of like, oh, what are the first issues I run into? What are the first shortages I run into? Where is the first place I should go farm to be the most efficient? Those are all oh, hold on. Sorry, it's like the third day in a row. I forgot to unlock the deadlock on the... Did I have the camera that low the whole time? Unlock the deadlock on the door for Heather. So she's like pounding on the door. All right. Do we have a raid target? Who's out there? It's me, Spixie, Miss Dimples, Maximus Gamer, PT Stress. PT Stress! I found my target. He's so supportive. He's here all the time. Oh, I did create it. I thought it said error. We love stress over here. The Epic Bricks Village.
What, buddy?
His village isn't far off.
I think it's happening right now.
But we are... We're good
zone.
friends. His villages.
PO
My
out,
villages. I'm going to send you over to his village, though, for a little while. That's what we should call our streams. The LEGO Fortnite creators. We should all call our streams villages. Welcome to the village. Are you visiting, or will you be needing a bed?
How we doing?
I gotta get like a
Supply drop over
like a bed emote or something that you unlock, or make that with like the year badge or something. Like after like a certain. I guess that would be more for follow. I would have to find like a following thing, but it'd be fun to do that for the sub badges too. Is like you get to like 3 months, you get a bed badge. You're like officially part of the village. No. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. PT's live right now. We're sending you over there. He'll entertain you guys if you want to be. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Have a good one, Moxie. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm out of here. Have a great night. And for my TikTok people, come join me on Twitch. Epic Bricks on Twitch. Epic Bricks on YouTube. Same exact username. Come drop a follow. I'm live from 4 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time almost every day. I don't always start at 4, but I'm between 4 and 8 is when I'm live. Mountain Standard Time, though. So do your time conversions. I'm out of here, guys. See ya.